We encounter difficult individuals in every walk of life, personal, professional, or social. Some exhibit consistent patterns of manipulative, controlling, or draining behavior. These are what psychologists and behavioral experts often classify as toxic people. They can be coworkers, friends, family members, or romantic partners. Toxic individuals can sap our energy, undermine our confidence, and make us question our worth. The damage they cause may be subtle, creeping in over time, or it can be overt and immediate. Regardless of how toxicity manifests, it's essential to recognize it and know how to handle it strategically. This article outlines innovative, psychologically sound strategies for identifying and managing toxic people in your life without losing your sanity, self-respect, or emotional well-being. Understanding toxic behavior. Before diving into how to deal with toxic people, it's essential to understand what makes someone toxic. Toxic behavior isn't about someone having a bad day or disagreeing with you. It refers to consistent patterns of behavior that are harmful to others. Common traits of toxic individuals. Manipulativeness, they twist facts and emotions to serve their agenda. Constant negativity, they dwell on problems, not solutions. Lack of accountability, they blame others for their mistakes. Chronic criticism, they constantly belittle or undermine others. Jealousy and possessiveness, especially in close relationships. Emotional volatility, their moods swing unpredictably, creating tension. Recognizing these traits helps you become more aware of toxic patterns early on, which is key to applying the right strategies. 1. Recognize and accept the toxicity. The first step in handling a toxic person is to acknowledge the reality of the situation. Many people stay in toxic relationships, personal or professional, because they're in denial or holding on to hope that the person will change. Why this is smart. Awareness leads to power. You're no longer under their control once you stop rationalizing or minimizing their behavior. You begin to set realistic expectations, understanding that this person may never be capable of a healthy relationship. Tip: keep a journal of your interactions. Over time, patterns will become clearer. 2. Establish strong boundaries. Boundaries are your mental, emotional, and physical limits that protect you from exploitation or harm. With toxic individuals, boundaries are not optional. They are essential. Smart boundary strategies. Be clear and firm. Say, "I'm uncomfortable with that," or "I need you to stop raising your voice when we talk." Don't explain too much. Over-justifying invites pushback. Follow through. A boundary without consequences is just a suggestion. Boundaries are not about controlling others. They're about managing your response to others. Toxic people often test limits, so consistency is key. 3. Limit emotional investment. Toxic people often thrive on emotional reactions, anger, frustration, guilt, or sadness. That emotional entanglement gives them power over your well-being. Smart detachment techniques. Practice emotional neutrality. Respond calmly and matter-of-factly. Use the gray rock method. Be as uninteresting and unreactive as possible. Don't argue. Toxic people rarely want resolution. They want to control. You don't have to be cold or rude. Just be emotionally strategic. Not every comment requires a reaction. 4. Manage your expectations. A key mistake when dealing with toxic people is expecting them to behave like emotionally healthy individuals. This leads to disappointment, resentment, and confusion. Reset your thinking. Don't expect them to apologize sincerely. Don't expect consistency. Don't expect empathy if they've never shown it. This strategy isn't about pessimism. It's about realism. You choose to see the person as they are, not as you wish. 5. Use strategic communication. When you must communicate with a toxic person, keep interactions short, clear, and focused. Avoid being drawn into emotional debates or circular conversations. Communication hacks. Use I statements. Focus on your feelings to reduce defensiveness. I feel uncomfortable when. Avoid justifying. Toxic individuals often use your explanations to argue or manipulate. Redirect. If they get off topic or provoke you, bring it back. We're discussing X right now. The goal is to reduce drama and increase clarity. 6. Don't try to change them. One of the most emotionally draining traps is trying to fix a toxic person. You may think they'll change with enough patience, love, or logic. But this often leads to frustration and further harm. The smart truth. Change comes from within, and most toxic individuals resist introspection. You are responsible for protecting your peace, not managing someone else's personality. Letting go of the need to change them frees you to focus on your growth. 7. Prioritize your self-care. Dealing with toxic people can be exhausting. You must invest in intentional self-care to recover from the stress and maintain emotional balance. Self-care practices that work. Set aside alone time to recharge. Exercise and eat well to boost mental resilience. Engage in activities that bring joy. Seek therapy or support groups if needed. Remember, protecting your mental health is not selfish. It's essential. 8. Know when to walk away. Sometimes, the only smart strategy is to cut ties completely. This may be difficult, especially when the toxic person is a family member, close friend, or boss. But your peace of mind matters more than the illusion of harmony. Consider going no contact if they repeatedly violate your boundaries. They show no signs of respect or empathy. Their behavior affects your mental or physical health. Ending the relationship doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're choosing self-respect over toxicity. 9. Build a strong support system. Toxic people often isolate their targets either through manipulation or sheer emotional exhaustion. That's why having a strong, supportive community is vital. Your support system can include trusted friends or family members, mentors or coaches, therapists or counselors, online communities and forums. Talk to people who understand your experience. Validation and perspective are powerful tools in healing and navigating toxic relationships. 10. Reflect, don't ruminate. After a toxic encounter, it's easy to spiral into overthinking, replaying conversations, doubting yourself, or feeling guilty. Instead of ruminating, reflect strategically. Smart reflection questions. What did I learn about this person? What boundary do I need to reinforce? How did I feel, and what does that tell me about my needs? Reflection leads to growth. Rumination leads to suffering. Choose to learn, not dwell. 11. Focus on empowerment, not revenge. When someone has mistreated you, it's natural to want to show them or prove them wrong. But revenge often keeps you emotionally tethered to toxic people. Choose empowerment instead. Set and achieve personal goals. Become emotionally stronger. Live a life that reflects your values and peace. Success is not about making them regret losing you. It's about reclaiming your narrative. 12. Develop inner boundaries. Physical and verbal boundaries are essential, but inner boundaries are just as critical. These are the mental and emotional limits you place on what you allow yourself to internalize. Inner boundary tips. Don't take their projections personally. Don't absorb their emotional chaos. Remind yourself, their behavior is about them, not me. Firm inner boundaries keep your identity and self-worth intact, even in dysfunction. Toxic people are a reality of life, but they don't have to control your life. Using innovative, emotionally intelligent strategies, you can protect your well-being, maintain your power, and grow stronger from the experience. Here's the truth: dealing with toxicity isn't a sign of weakness. It's an opportunity to practice boundaries, courage, and self-respect. The more intentional and strategic you become, the less power toxic individuals have over you. You can't always avoid toxic people, but you can always choose how you respond.